play? You want to play? Huh? Tough dog. You a tough dog.
All right, we are live.
Live.
We are live. Good morning, everyone. Valerie, otherwise known as Chick Picker.
Picker.
You know, you would be amazed at how much that is a thing now. Like the Chick Picker. Every time I go on Tommy's show, he goes Chick Picker, and Tracy does the same thing.
Chick Picker.
It's hilarious. Hilarious. Nobody's in the chat though.
Nope.
Nobody loves us.
Liz.
Oh, there's Liz. There she
Liz
is.
Picker.
That's right.
Hank Picker.
Oh, look who just strolled in here.
Tommy Picker.
Yep. I'm on time. That's the thing with me. You say, "Oh, you're late all the time." I will strive to be on time every single time. Yep, that's me. You say I can't do anything, I'll prove you wrong. It's just the way it is. That's the way I am. Silverhead on a roll already this morning. Yeah, he's already came in and went out. And came back in already.
Yep. Just call me Mr. Glitch.
It's Wednesday. I gotta go out and change my battery in my thermostat. Valerie says, "Hold my beer." That's right. That's
Hold
right.
my beer. Beer picker.
You're silly.
A little bit.
Where is that? Where is that? Where did it go? There it is. How's everybody doing today? We're supposed to be getting a big storm coming through. Said risk of severe weather.
When were phone numbers four digits? I don't know.
What, Summer? Look at
Earliest
you.
I remember 5-digit numbers like.
Ringo, come here. He's losing his mind right now. Man.
Papa Top again.
That's a good song. Question for Todd. Since he's old, when we're four numbers 4 digits. Well, I could say that I'm not that old because I have never experienced that. Ringo, come here.
I still remember our phone number when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Probably changed over about 1970.
Mm-hmm.
But it was 5 numbers. My phone number at home was 45610.
Wow.
I don't know when it switched to when it was 4.
He's trying to date them. Ringo.
Yeah, it would shoot. The earliest I can remember is 5 digits. And it probably depended on where you lived. If you lived in a small town, they probably switched over to larger number or more digits. earlier than small towns.
Right. And is that the same time that they had like party lines and stuff like that too?
I think you can still get a party line,
Really?
but yeah. My uncle had a party line when I was 16. He shared with his farming neighbors. He lived out on a farm.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know how many people shared that party line.
Huh. So basically it was just a line that you could share it with other people, and
Yeah.
would that like decrease the cost?
Yeah, that was just the thing that they did.
Oh.
I mean, back in the day, everybody went downtown to the post office to make a phone call
Oh, really?
or to receive a phone call. Yeah, did you ever see a movie called Sergeant York with
Uh-uh.
yeah, they were all down at the grocery store / post office, and there was an old timey crank phone on the wall, and they used that phone to call Sergeant York in Germany or France or wherever he was. Anyway, it was shortly after that time that I mean, a party line was a new invention. It
Mm-hmm.
was the latest greatest in like 1920s, 30s.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
And
This says I love finding postcards addressed to a person with just a city and a state. Crazy to think about how much we've grown. Oh yeah. Just the evolution of from the beginning of the century to now. I mean, it's just amazing. I guess you have to have that.
yep.
I suppose. Ringo, you okay? I don't know what you were barking at. Probably Max.
Remember the TV show Petticoat Junction?
Nope. I've heard of it,
Yeah,
but
it was a
never
sitcom in the 60s.
never seen it.
Anyway, I
My
think
mom
they used a
always
party line.
my mom always talked about Gidget. She always liked that show Gidget. I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea. But I was born in 1969, so I mean a lot of what I know of, like, before I was born type of thing. I mean, I picked up from my mom. Um and that's probably how everybody, was singers and, um different groups and bands and stuff. I mean, that's who we pick up stuff from, as our parents. But yep, I'm too young for that. I can legitimately say that.
Yep.
So let's see here. Looks like I had a couple of people pay this morning, so looks like I got 5 going out, which is not great. I mean, it's better than none, but I'd like to have 10 going out. It just seems like it's real kind of touch and go these days. No guarantees at all.
Yeah. I got 6 going out. Yesterday was a pretty good day.
That's good.
A couple items in the $30 to $40 range, so it turned out to be a $200 gross sales day. So that's good.
Not bad. Not too shabby.
I need those every day though, not just once a week or whatever.
Those need to be consistent. I agree.
Yeah,
if I could,
look.
I wouldn't want to settle or anything, but I mean, if I could get $100 profit every day, I'd be doing good. And I would be, I can't say that I'd be content with that, because once you get to that amount, then you want $200, but I mean, that's pretty good. For me anyway. Let's see. Liz says I'm jamming listings down Mercari right now. What do you mean? Are you putting up listings, or are you? Let's see. Fish and Pickin says Mercari is outpacing eBay this week. Doesn't make sense anymore. Mercari is reported to have 5 million users, while eBay has 180 million users. That's the thing, is there's no rhyme or reason why this is going on. You try to figure out, and then something else changes. I don't know. But I'm liking, I'm Mercari for me is difficult because there's really no way to I feel like nobody's seeing my listings. That's the way I feel. She says there's less competition on Mercari. I believe that. Less competition and more, lookers and watchers, and a lot of people go over there and, buy stuff that they could resell. Because people are just, listing stuff over there, and cheap stuff. Mission Pickens says, I'll say it seems buyers on Mercari seem younger. Probably. I don't know. I think buyers will generally, they'll find a site that they like and they stick with that. And with Mercari, you can buy pretty much anything on there. So yeah. I mean, you find something that you like and you stick with it. Good morning, Julie. So
yeah, I don't know. I don't have anything to compare it to. I've never done Mercari.
yeah.
Sorry, I can't add to the conversation.
I'm still trying to figure it out. eBay is not catering to young buyers, in my opinion. Big mistake. Well, I don't know. I think there's a lot more younger people that are listing on these sites, whether it be eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, and they're just listing stuff like from their home, A lot of the thing these days is more, being a minimalist and trying to, not not have a bunch of stuff, and so and they know, the younger people or the older people for that matter, but the younger people, I would say that they find something that they're not using anymore and it's taking up space, they'll go and put it on Mercari and sell it. So I don't know. But that's the thing I like about Mercari is it's a little it's to me it's more like eBay because you can put such a wide variety of items over there, and it's really not hard to list over there. I mean the listing process is pretty slim, and maybe take you a few minutes just to list one, probably not even that, but it doesn't seem as complicated and as
Sadie.
complex as eBay has gotten. Julie says, I do love the new commercial eBay has out where folks are laughing at the regular retained price of things. Yeah, retail price of things. Yeah. I have not seen that. But I don't know. I'm just trying to get into, not really get into everything, but just have a few more outlets that I can put items. I've got an Etsy store, and that thing hates me. That platform hates me because I don't think I've ever sold anything over there, and it just does not like me. But I thought the same thing about Mercari too. I know, Summer. Listing a piece of clothing on is awful on eBay. I feel like I'm writing a short novel each time. Yep. That's so true. But I don't know. If eBay were posting ads on YouTube, I would see it. There you go. Yeah. But I'm liking Mercari right now. I think that's a good platform to kind of dive into, especially if you have eBay. The like I don't sell very much on Together. I would love to sell more over there actually, because it's so easy because you just import all your listings over there. But yeah, it'll do a little work. I understand, Mr. Sadie. I do understand that. Because for me, when I try to do too much, nothing gets done. I can't cheat on eBay yet. It's just kind of it's definitely a learning process. But I'm glad I got started when I did. I think it's I've come a long way. Just like we all have. Tommy says eBay is the only company that thinks TV ads still work. Cable TV viewership drops daily. When then again, eBay is still preparing for Y2K. What can we expect? It's true. It seems like they're just behind. They need to venture out into Instagram and Facebook and because that's where it's at. People are on social media more than they are. They should be doing YouTube advertising. Morning, Tammy. Morning, Bump Crack.
Crack.
Bump. Ugh. Yeah, you say it because I can't.
Bum crack picker.
There you go.
Hey, good morning.
There's Maggie.
Maggie.
Hello.
Good
Nikki.
morning. Nikki?
Hi guys.
What the heck?
Nikki?
What?
We're not used to you coming on especially every day. It's getting weird now.
Been a while.
I know. But we're glad you're here.
Sorry.
You're not mowing, Nikki?
Oh, that hacking is still hanging on, boy. Sorry.
Nikki, does this mean you're not mowing anymore?
No.
So
Waiting
now
for
you're
snow to fall.
waiting for the snow. Waiting for the snow. And this year we're going to get Tales from the Snowplow, right?
Yeah.
Big show.
It's too loud sometimes to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that's probably difficult to do.
I cracked my phone screen.
Oh,
I dropped.
No.
Now I have to get a new phone, right?
Oh.
Yeah, I was leaving the bar the other night and dropped it. I mean, I wasn't at the bar. I was picking up for DoorDash.
All right. Yeah, you could say that. We will believe you. Wink, wink.
Wait, I gotta go. I forgot my contact lenses. I'll be right back with my eyes.
Uh-oh.
Okay. We'll be here. Mr. Sadie says, for what I sell, I can't find any other platform that's worth my time. Most of them, I can't even list what I have on.
That's true.
That's why I say Macari is actually, it's very similar. It's very similar to eBay, except without all of the hoopla. Macari is very easy to list on.
You are really hard to hear today.
I am?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't know why I would be. That's weird.
Unless it was just me. Sorry. Anyways, go on.
Okay. Let's see. Liz says she hears me fine. Todd hasn't said anything. I figured he would say something if I don't know. Yeah, Tommy says you can list most stuff anywhere other than Amazon. I mean, it may be worth it for you to go over and see what they got over there. Actually, Macari would be a perfect place for you to list over there. They do a lot of collectibles, odd or unique stuff. I don't know. I mean, that's up to you. A lot of people, like Todd, he has no interest in going anywhere else. If his stuff can't sell on eBay, it's not going to sell anywhere else. And I'm speaking for him.
Talking about me?
Yep, I am.
Oh. Yeah, no. As soon as I can't make as much as I could at the Home Depot part-time job on eBay, then I will branch out and do other things.
Yeah.
But
Mr. Sadie, I may try macaroni sometime.
I tried Macari
This has
twice.
been the great debate for years. If there's other places that can make as much money as you do on eBay, and there just isn't.
Yeah.
Other places, yes, you can make money, you can make a good living or a decent living, but I'm sorry, but there is no other place. If you're not an Amazon person,
Yeah.
if you're not into RA,
Yeah.
make money like you do on eBay.
What, Maggie?
I was just saying that I tried Macari twice and had
Mhm.
no sales either time. And I know I probably would, but see, I don't know the clothing or books or big
Clothing
sellers.
sells over there.
Does it? I see. I've never had
Yeah.
any luck on clothing. There.
That's all I sell over there is clothing.
I don't know.
I bet your plus size stuff would do really well over there, actually.
You think so? Maybe that's what
Mhm.
I should try. Just the plus size stuff.
I would say, and this is for really anybody, I would say, you got to give it about a month before you see your first sale. You can't. I mean, I was so close to like saying, screw it, I'm not doing this anymore. I don't, I'm not getting any sales. But then it started happening.
You talking Macari?
Yeah.
What do you do about shipping? Because the shipping, do you do a flat shipping fee?
I actually do free shipping on Macari. So I do my own shipping label.
Do you like pirate ship?
Yeah, I just do pirate ship.
Build it
Yeah.
into the price.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do.
I don't think it makes a hill of beans whether you build your shipping into your price or you have a shipping cost. I don't think it matters.
Over there, like, do people?
I don't think it matters one bit.
Can they make offers? Like, do people do offers?
Yep. Yep, they can make offers over there, and yeah, the shipping is pretty crazy over there for, like, if you were going to charge shipping and have it go through USPS, because I think the first price for like 0 to 5 ounces is like $4.95, and then the next one 5 ounces to 1 pound is like $5.95, and then anything after that jumps up to, I think, $9.90 or $11.99. It's like a huge jump. Oh, that's right. Macari has $2.99 ounce. Is it an ounce or under?
Yeah, he says an ounce and under. Good
Four
morning.
ounces.
Good morning,
4
Glenn.
ounces and under. They so that's even better. I like that.
Good morning, Anamora.
But I see that I mean, when I was listing my item, when I started listing over there, I was doing the buyer paid for shipping. And then when I changed it over to free shipping and just build it into my price, then it seemed to change everything. It seemed to bring the buyers.
Maybe I'll jump back in and do an experiment.
And that's the thing that I like about having, because I have the List Perfectly app or extension, and so I can, I don't even have to. I can just cross a list over there, and it's, do that within seconds. It doesn't take a whole lot.
And then with List Perfectly, if it sells, does it automatically remove it on the other platforms? Or do you have to manually do that?
You have to manually do that. I think they're working on something that removes it, but I would just rather just remove it myself and not count on, you know, any other platform to do that. I don't know. They
Yes,
they are having a really hard time getting people signed up. I mean, they've got a huge waiting list on that list perfectly. I think the last I heard it was like 7 to 10 days.
Oh, wait a minute. Sorry.
That's what we needed. We needed some music.
Sorry.
Sorry. You sent me down a musical rabbit hole.
There you go.
I can't even figure out what that was. I mean, I can usually call a tune out, you know, but I don't know. What was that music?
I don't know. It's my phone ringtone.
I mean, it's just
Oh, excuse me.
I don't know. It wasn't familiar to me.
sound
You
like
know, Mr. Sadie, I agree. You know, we all have our preferences. You know, like Maggie and Valerie and Sally. You know, they all kill it on Poshmark. I don't. You know, well, I haven't listed in once on Poshmark, but anyways, you know, they know how to work the system. They know how to do it. Me, I know how to do eBay. That's my thing. And you know how to do eBay. That's your thing. I mean, not that they don't know how to do eBay. I'm just saying
Right.
every platform is different for everybody.
Yeah.
Mercari, I've tried Mercari, I don't know how many times. I can't sell crap over there. Now, normally I can sell ice to an Eskimo, but not on Mercari, I can't, you know? So it just all depends on what your favorite is and how well it works, you know, like Tommy, he does a good job on Amazon,
Mm-hmm.
you know. None of us could compare to Scott Zilke on Amazon,
No,
you know.
no.
But yeah, eBay's here. eBay's always been here. eBay will always be here.
Yeah, that's exactly what it seems like.
I think it also depends on how much you're willing to spread yourself around, like, and at how much effort you're willing to put into multiple platforms.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, because if I go down to Mercari, then does that take time away from what I'm listing on Poshmark or eBay or Amazon?
Sure.
And do I want to spend that time? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's just something to think about.
Yep. I agree.
But like you see with the list perfectly, it does it for you. So it's a no-brainer.
Well, I mean, you know, like when I list items, I will I'll list whatever I'm listing in whatever platform. Usually it's eBay. I'll do all of my listings and then I'll come over to the computer and then I'll cross post everything.
Yeah.
It does take a little bit of time to do that, but I mean it doesn't take anywhere near what it was taken before because I was doing that manually and that was taking a lot of time away from from everything else. So for me, it was a godsend.
Yeah.
And if you're questioning, if you want to get into the list perfectly, Tommy, I would notify them and say, hey, I've been waiting for 3 weeks and I need to get, see if maybe they can put a rush on it or something. But
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, to me it was just worth a try, and I'm glad I tried it because I really like it. I think
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a
it looks
good
like
thing.
loves it, but Summer's used it and is giving it up. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, depends on if it's worth it to you.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was kind of the whole thing that I was thinking about when I was considering, dropping my store down and all of that, because uh, I wanted to make that, I wanted to drop down, but I needed to figure out another couple of options to be able to, make it work um, without the anchor store.
Right.
I miss the anchor store. I'm a big believer in it, and I love the anchor store.
Hmm.
But I needed to make a change, and this was the way to go. So
Well, when you went to the anchor store, that made a huge difference in your business.
sure,
I remember, because you had that,
sure,
you always had that mindset that you were afraid to list because you're going to run out of listings. Well, that gave you the thing of you didn't have to be afraid to list anymore.
right.
And now you have it in your head that, hey, I don't have to worry about how many listings I have. I just need
No,
to keep listing,
just keep listing.
it changed your business that much
Yeah,
that, now you're not afraid. Before you were afraid to
no,
list and about how
no.
much it was going to cost you, but now you know that, hey, if I keep
Well,
listing, I'm not afraid of it.
if I'm listing, more than likely I'm making money, so I'm paying
Exactly.
for that. I can cover the expenses of what it costs for me to, to list those items. And
Yep.
if worse come to worse, I'll just list on Poshmark and Macari because they don't charge.
Yeah.
They
Yep.
don't charge you, straight up. But I don't want to do that because I still want to keep my eBay store going.
That's
So
why I've always said if you're making money, you're not complaining about the fees.
yeah,
No.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I really enjoy that. Liz perfectly. I think it was a great thing. I mean, definitely when I started it, there was some and it was probably user because of it was probably because of me. But for me it was like I guess you could say like a learning curve. I had to figure it out.
Right.
And then once I got it figured out, it was godsend for me.
Yeah, we've talked about that before, how you going up to Anchor Store really, really improved your business immensely.
Yes, but and I really liked it because of the merchant phone number that you could call and get you'd be answered, your 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 phone would be answered right away, and somebody would be like on your team. I love that. um for me that was one of the bigger reasons that I kept it. But then I started thinking, well, how often do you actually call eBay? you know and is it worth that much? The service is worth that much, but I think you just kind of have to weigh everything. So
God dang. Mr. Sadie, I was agreeing with you, not Maddie.
put in auctions whenever I'm holding out on Anchor as long as I can. They need to give us they totally do. I think they would make so much more money. I think that's what they're trying to do, is hold out and force people to get get the Anchor store, um because of for the perks and stuff. But uh I think they would make so much more money if they did it in between. um yeah, I think it would just blow up for them.
I agree with you. They should have an in-between store.
But I'm sure that's what they're thinking, you know, though that will push people when they get to that point, it'll push them to, you know, go up to the anchor and then they'll make more money like that. But I think they're looking at it wrong. Ha! That's crazy, Tommy. See, we put it in the universe, and there you go. He just got his invite to List Perfectly.
Oh, that's, you can thank Valerie for that. That's Valerie Juju for you.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. That's right. We put it in the universe. Definitely. Maggie, what you got going on today?
It is raining and miserable here, so I have a pile of jeans that I've been sitting on that are going to get listed today.
Good.
Yeah, I have nothing. I have no plus size to list. My rack is almost empty. So
Wow.
yeah, so all I've got is this pile of jeans on the floor that I've been avoiding because I hate taking pictures of jeans.
Do you just do like a flat lay, or do you hang them up?
Well, I've tried different ways. Like, good morning, Mr. Tom.
Good morning, Maggie.
How are you?
Got a bit of a headache, but other than that, good.
Oh, good. Good to see you. So yeah, I've tried hanging them up, and I think it's just I don't know. I spend too dang much time on my pictures, and then I don't like the way they hang, and then I get double-sided tape and I tape them on the wall, and I, you know, or then I lay them out on the floor, but I'm short, so I can't get high enough to take a picture from high up. So I stand on the stool, I trip, I have my balance in place. Yeah. So I avoid jeans as long as I can. But today's the day.
I've got a pair of boots. I've got a pair of boots that will give you about 7 inches of height.
Morning,
And his
Tom.
boots
Michael will think
come
the
with a
horses have come in the
complimentary.
house.
Tom's boots come with a complimentary stripper pole.
Oh my gosh. So
Do you still have those go-go boots, Tom?
Yeah, they haven't sold.
Oh, wow. I thought those would have sold right away. They might sell now for Halloween, though.
true. Did you put
But Halloween or
cosplay and all
costume or
that?
something in your title.
Cosplay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Maggie, I've found the same problem with listing jeans. You know, you just can't, it's hard to find that the right way for you, you know. And for me, like the best way is just to hang them up and put them on the wall. I just hang them on a nail, and
Yeah.
that's how I picture them. And I
Yeah.
always do the money shot. I think hanging them actually does them better justice because you can
Yeah.
see how they hang.
How they hang, yeah.
And yeah, I always do the money shot first. So that's like the back. That's usually my my first picture is
the
the
back.
money shot, and then I just, you know, just picture them.
Oh, wait.
Yeah. Morning, Thrifty Santa.
And that usually works pretty good for me. Ho, ho, ho. 11 weeks until Christmas.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lord. That's supposed to make us feel happy.
Wow. Man, you know how to,
Anybody gonna kick him out? No, I'm just kidding.
right? Right?
Oh, I hate Christmas. Bah humbug.
Actually, I love Christmas.
It comes so quick.
It does.
Like it's over, and then you see everybody else doing, putting countdowns out, and it seems like before you turn around, before you recuperate from it, it's here again.
Yeah. I know. I love, and I'm just as bad as everybody else. Oh my God, Christmas came up fast this year. It's the same amount of days every year in between. It's like we act like it's a big surprise that it's coming every year,
Yeah,
It
happens every year, same time.
does.
That's right, Valerie. 6 months until spring.
Yeah, that's better. I don't know.
Wow.
Not a big Christmas person.
Well, unless you live up here, then it's like
Yeah.
8 months till spring.
Yeah, right.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
Oh my God.
All right, someone
Don't
kick
say
him
that.
out too.
Don't say that.
It'll never happen down here.
No, actually, Monkey Boo is from North Carolina, by the way. He lives in McAdenville.
Really?
Yes.
That's not too far away from us. That's Christmastown, USA.
I could come and see you, and we could go play with Monkey Boo.
Yeah, and if you come at Christmas season, we can go over and sit for 3 hours in the traffic and go through McAdenville. They're
Mhm.
they decorate. Okay, McAdenville used to be a mill town.
Okay.
Everybody pretty much worked for the mill,
Mm-hmm.
and the original mill owners would give the people of McAdenville like an electricity stipend if they would decorate their house.
Mm.
Oh.
So they, except for the year the electricity, I guess it was during the early 70s when electricity got real expensive down here.
Mm-hmm.
They've had lights decorated,
Oh.
and the whole town is decorated. Now it's just everybody does it on their own, and it's just a thing.
Yeah.
I'll have to find out where
It's
that's
real-
at
It's real
in
pretty.
relation to where my daughter lives, and maybe we could go down there for Christmas.
If you were to head into town on 77, you get on 485 and
Uh-huh.
loop towards Gastonia.
Okay.
Actually, there's a back ways to go from where she lives at. It's
Yeah.
probably 40 minutes away from her house.
Okay. Yeah, we'll have to go down there.
Except if
kids.
you're there after 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and then the traffic starts backing up.
Right.
I'm the same way, Karen.
Right. Well, that might be something we'll be able to do.
I'm gonna put up my pink Christmas tree that I got out of the storage unit with my Star
There you
Trek
go.
ornaments, and I'm gonna be ready for Christmas.
There you go. Summer says that's what I needed to hear. Laugh out loud. I'm getting out of bed. Gotta
Why
get
would
to work.
somebody want a pink Christmas tree?
Why would somebody not? I want a purple Christmas tree. That would be so beautiful.
Whatever.
Nothing-
You guys are
Nothing
weirdos.
says ho 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 Merry Christmas like a bright pink Christmas tree.
Oh.
Whatever turns your crank, I guess.
Oh. In fact,
I watch monkey videos all the time, so who am I to say anything?
Does this person that lives over in McAdenville, does he have monkeys?
Yeah, he's got 3 monkeys:
Oh, God love it.
Happy, Boo, and Mila. He just got Mila.
yes, Thrifty Santa. I'm gonna be in. I'll be in Mooresville, for Christmas. I should be there. I'm looking at. I'll probably arrive on December 13th or 14th, and then I'll be there until the beginning of the year. I'll probably come home like January 8th is what I'm thinking.
Thrifty Santa and Chris and the
What you doing,
Carolinas.
Boogie? I don't know. Possibly.
Thrifty Santa, are you in the Carolinas?
Ooh. Ooh.
Kids Steal More. I've got a Christmas tree right up your alley. It's bright pink.
I thought you were gonna say a Christmas tree right up your ass.
Me too. I was like, where's he going with this?
Oh, cool. Thrifty Santa says, I'll be awesome. I'll be playing Santa at the Charlotte Motor Speedway on the weekends. Come see me. Oh, awesome.
That's another thing. They decorate the speedway and you drive around the speedway and
I think my daughter went to that. I can't remember if it was last year or the year before.
if I feel aggressive
So-
this year, I'll go over there and see if I can videotape it. Oh, you live near Hickory. Okay, cool. You live
Yeah.
towards the mountains. You don't have to say where. Do you live towards the mountains? Do you live towards Lincolnton? Do you live towards Winston-Salem? Or do you live near Old Fort?
Well, you know, once upon a time, I was considering moving to North Carolina, and you know, I was doing some research and you know, kind of looking at all the little towns that are around Mooresville, and I was actually considering Hickory as one of my landing spots. So, but it could still happen. I don't know.
Not that you've had that dream about Lance.
Lance could be anywhere. He doesn't have to be in Texas. There's Texans, there's cowboys all over the place. They don't have to be just in Texas, but anyway. Morning, Kathy. Morning, Myra.
Oh, cool. My wife is from Thrifty Santa. My wife is from Old Fort, Marion. She graduated from Marion High School.
Wow. Good morning, Patty. Oh. I slept pretty good last night, I think.
I think I must have slept wrong. I've got a headache this morning.
Are allergies bad right now?
Not really.
That's good.
It's nice and cool outside.
That's what Tina said yesterday was pretty nice. Pretty nice weather. She said it was a lot cooler than it had been.
I need to pack these dang mugs. Can I help you?
Yeah, it was so it was so nice here yesterday. I actually got out and trimmed bushes.
Wow.
Got all new bloody scratches on me like Tom.
Thank you, Todd.
Those thin-skinned elderly guys. Yep.
There you go, Tammy. She goes, my good juju is spreading. Just sold another item on Macari. That's awesome.
Awesome.
Well, I sold a set of 4 mugs last night for $32.
Yeah, that's pretty
Awesome.
awesome too.
I saw that. I saw you mention it.
I'm kind of tickled about that. But I'm also pissed off about it because the woman had 3 cases of these damn things and I didn't buy them. And I only paid 25 cents a piece for them.
Oh my gosh. Isn't that
Any
usually-
chance you can go back and get the rest of them?
I'm trying to remember where she lives at. Honestly, every time I woke up during the night, I was thinking, now, did she live on Painted Tree or did she live on Renwood? Because I'd go back and buy.
Yeah, why not?
Was it a rummage sale that you went to, or?
It was in a yard.
I remember when you bought them, but I can't remember if it was a rummage sale or if it was a private thing.
I'm just amazed sometimes what people will buy.
Well, all right, Tammy, you have a great day. Oh, I know Sally had to work last night.
No, too much sheeping.
Tom, how long were they listed before they sold?
About 6 days.
Oh, wow.
I guess they were about. Let's see. I think about 3 days.
Oh, that's even better. Very good. That's awesome.
I really hate packing glassware.
Me too.
You really hate packing what?
Glassware.
Oh, the trick to shipping glassware is big bubble wrap.
Yeah, I got some. I'm getting ready to wrap them up. When I was in my very early 20s, after the first Mrs. Tom Hucks, I dated a lady who was head of the China department at Belk's. Do you know what a Belk's is? A Belk's is like a local Dillard's, that type of thing. Hex, a upscale department store.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's the one thing she hated about her job was having to, people come in and buy $100 plates, which probably is $400 now. But wrapping them up from to send home with them because she didn't pack them good. It got broke.
Yeah. I use the bubble wrap, but I'm a big believer in the wrap too, in the plastic wrap.
Oh yeah.
I usually will bubble wrap and then wrap it with the plastic wrap, and then sometimes I'll do a couple of layers of that, especially if I think it's going to be a fine glass or
I'm depending on how fragile or what I like. If I was shipping those 4 mugs that Tom's shipping
mm-hmm.
all together, I would probably do bubble wrap and cardboard and put them in like that.
Mm.
Well, how did you know that's what I was going to do? At first, I was going to wrap them individually, then make a square out of them and then wrap them together. Then I thought, no, I'll just take I'll wrap them with the bubble wrap, and then I'll put pieces of cardboard in between them.
Mm.
Yeah.
Just about saw something funny because I was leaning over out of this chair, and this chair decided to go that way, and I was going that way.
You almost got a ride there.
You would have had a good laugh for the day.
Oh, we wouldn't have been laughing. That would have
Yeah,
been
you
rude.
would have. Nikki would have laughed her butt off. Nikki, you working today? I mean, you eBaying, or you got to go out?
This morning I'm gonna work on eBay, and then this afternoon I might go do some DoorDash or something. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I have a hard time planning my day.
Thrifty Santa says, have you ever tried styrofoam plates between multiple plates for added cushioning?
I've thought of that, but when you start using stuff like that, sometimes people think you're putting garbage in there. That would probably be okay in between plates, like that. But I usually use cardboard. I usually wrap each plate individually and use cardboard.
Yeah, because they make in the shipping section at Lowe's, they make these they're foam plate looking things that you're supposed to stick between plates when you're packing to move.
I just wrap them all individually.
But
on the safe side.
I would be concerned. I don't know.
I don't think a styrofoam plate in between plates would protect them enough. I don't think there's enough shock absorbency there. I would stick with wrapping them separately.
Yeah. I mean, I might use the cushion, but I would still be wrapping them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would use the cushion if need be. Just for extra,
Oh yeah.
you know. But that's something that I don't know. I try to stay away from glass stuff as much as possible.
Oh God, I've shipped chandeliers and everything.
I don't like to ship that stuff.
I shipped that damn bidet from here to Washington that time. I was proud of that.
Kathy says she needs a McRib since you're door dashing.
Yeah.
I'm not a real big rib person myself.
I'm not a McDonald's person anymore.
No?
Every time I go to McDonald's, it makes me sick.
Ugh.
Every single time. I've even gotten down to just eating chicken nuggets, and now they make me sick too. I just can't eat McDonald's anymore.
Speaking of McDonald's, since you brought it up, Nikki.
Mm-hmm.
So I went there yesterday, and you know how I like sweet tea. I don't make it here, so I don't get it all the time.
Yeah.
When I go, 25 miles either direction, I can hit a McDonald's, and so that's my little treat.
Yeah.
I'm addicted to McDonald's sweet tea.
So I get to the McDonald's, I order my sweet tea. I actually ordered lunch, and then I drove down by the Missouri River, and I actually just like to sit there and watch the river go by,
Yeah.
and it's just very calming and everything.
Mhm.
So I was eating my lunch and took a swig of my sweet tea, and it was unsweet tea.
Ugh.
Oh no.
And I was like,
What a disappointment.
I was like, those bastards.
That is so disappointing.
Yeah.
And so after I finished my lunch or whatever, I had something else to drink. So I just, muddled through it. And then I was like, well, I paid for it. I'm going to go back and get, it wasn't very far from the place. So I went back and I went through the drive-thru, and she goes, I was getting ready to hand her back the unsweet tea. I didn't want that. And she goes, oh, honey, we can't take anything through the window. And I was like, what am I supposed to do with it? And she said, well, just put a little bit of sugar in there. And I said, oh, no. You don't know nothing about sweet tea. Oh, she goes, it's the same difference. She said, all you got to do is put a little sugar in there. I said, it's just going to go down to the bottom, and then it's not going to do anything for the taste. It's going to taste just the same. No, I said, no, I know my tea. Believe me, I know my sweet tea. This is the way it is. Oh, I was so mad at her.
Did you say, well, why didn't y'all put that little bit of sugar in this daggum sweet tea when you were making it?
Exactly. Yeah.
Pour some sugar on me.
She did not know anything about sweet tea.
I love that song, Todd.
Jim and Tara.
Hey, Jim and Tara.
I never thought I'd ever hear Todd sing Def Leppard. He just doesn't seem like the kind of guy that listens to Def Leppard.
Todd was a cool band director.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, he was around kids around that time. Yeah, I suppose.
A lot of people say they get like a half and half, and
That's what Kathy said.
For a lot of people, it's a little too sweet. That's probably their sweet tea is probably about as sweet as I made mine when I made mine. Maybe not even that sweet, because it is pretty sweet, but yeah. But yeah, she didn't know what she was talking about. So whatever. I don't like. I mean, when I go to a restaurant and I say, "Do you have sweet tea?" Oh no, we just have regular tea. And I was like, there you go, Mr. Sadie. 6 Lipton tea bags, and it has to be Lipton. Yep. I know. And yeah, so it was. Oh, when I go to a restaurant, that's what I was talking about. When I go to a restaurant and they say, "Oh, we have just regular tea, but there's sugar over there," and I'll say, "No, just get me a Pepsi or whatever, something else."
Nikki, your future son-in-law makes the best sweet tea.
I must be listening.
I make really good sweet tea.
Here's how we make our sweet tea around the Hooks household. We take a coffee maker that is only a drip coffee maker that is only used to make sweet tea.
Okay.
You put 3 of the family size bags in it. Run a pot of water, run a 10-cup pot of water through it.
Uh-huh.
In your pitcher, your gallon pitcher, you put a cup of sugar.
Uh-huh.
Then add your tea to it and fill the rest of the pitcher up with water.
Mm-hmm.
Stir really good, and voila, tastes like Grams's.
Yep.
Grams is my mother. Quick, simple, and delish.
Yep.
Everybody drinks our tea, says, "Oh, y'all make the best tea," and I said, "Of course we do."
Yeah.
Because we drink a lot of tea, we've perfected that method.
Yeah. Morning, Sheldon.
My mother gets a little pot out, her little teapot out,
Mm-hmm.
and she has to. She puts in her tea bags and she lets it boil for so many minutes, and then she finishes making it. She makes good tea too. But if you live in the South, you have to have sweet tea.
Mr. Sadie says boil 6 bags of Lipton per gallon. Same pot always. Yep. 2 cups of sugar. Woof.
Wow.
2 cups of sugar.
Man. Straight hot water and no ice. Yep.
Mm.
2 cups of sugar.
That's a lot of sugar. I only use 1 cup.
Next time you're going to do a 24-hour listing marathon, everybody needs to make up a picture of Mr. Sadie's tea.
Man. He says he likes it hot. Oh, there you go. That sounds like some really good sweet tea. Yeah.
And I always thought Southerners liked a little tea with their sugar. Sounds like those Midwesterners.
But
Yeah.
I mean, I think it helped me because I never would have thought that I would not be. I always had a cup of sweet tea. And I quit. I stopped drinking it altogether. And I mean, I guess in a sense it probably did me some good. But I don't really realize or see a difference,
You don't feel any different? You don't feel like,
Not really.
no,
No.
you didn't lose weight automatically
Mm.
after stopping it?
No, I mean, I don't see it. If I did, I don't see it. But of course now I'm drinking a lot more water and so I'm sure that's better for me. But I've been tempted a couple of times to get me a cup of make a batch of sweet tea, but
I'm so bad at drinking water. I should drink so much more water. And I drink the Diet Coke and stuff with aspartame in it, which I know is so bad for me.
Yeah, my doctor said just drink the daggum regular. If you're gonna drink soda, drink it with real sugar in it, and skip
Sugar.
Yeah.
and not drink the aspartame. You know, all the fake stuff because that's bad for you. You know,
Yeah.
the first time we went to the north, and I'm not talking about North Carolina or Virginia.
Mhm.
we went to,
The
we were
real
up in we were in Massachusetts, and we stopped at a hotel for the night. My mom and dad, my younger brother and I, and we went into the little restaurant attached to it, which I think was a Denny's. I'm not sure. Anyway, everybody was getting drink water, so my younger brother got milk, and I said I'd like tea. And the waitress brought me a cup of hot tea, and I guess I looked at her kind of funny because I was about 17 years old. I looked at her kind of funny because she said, something wrong? I said, well, I wanted a glass of sweet iced tea. And she says, we don't do that up here. And I said, okay, well, bring me a glass of ice. So she brought me a big glass of ice, and I mixed sugar into that hot tea, and then I just poured it over the ice, and it did in a rush.
Wow. Yep. I don't know what happened to him. Todd, where are you?
First he
What?
disappeared, then he did. There it is.
What do you want?
Are you trying to be the invisible man today?
Nah, something about the morning show, right in the middle of it, I got to have breakfast. So I got up and made me a couple of eggs and cheese and stuff.
Well, there you go.
Well, I was eating leftover nachos a while ago. You know, after I've been up for about 30 minutes, unless I really want breakfast type foods, I go directly to the, what's in the refrigerator I can throw in the microwave and nuke up,
How do you have leftover nachos?
Right?
The taco meat. I make like 4 pounds at a time when I make it.
Oh my goodness.
Good morning, Tara.
Hello, Tom. Hello, everybody.
Good morning.
I thought I'd better show up once in a while since I've been working.
Well, we're glad you showed up.
Well, I've been really trying to get my eBay back under control, so I'm like, I better really concentrate on doing some more work.
Does it seem to be coming back?
It was better this week. At least I'm getting up in those $200 days because
Yeah.
last week was bad, and I'm like, well, maybe I better concentrate on just getting my listings up and that.
I wish
We'll see what
I could say I was working on getting my eBay back under control, but I never had it under control.
That's awesome, Rita. Yeah, I mean, I try not to drink.
Hey, Kathy.
I'll drink a
Hey,
pop
Liz.
every once in a while, but I won't. I don't drink it every day, and so I just try to do a little bit here and there. But
I quit soda probably about 8 years ago. And once in a while I have one, but now I've been off it so long that if I drink one, it seems way too sweet.
yeah. Morning, Julie.
And Texas, Brenda.
That's just Brenda. Yeah. I mean, I have probably lost a little bit of weight just drinking this water and doing that. So I figure, I haven't lost everything, but I probably lost 20 pounds from, not drinking sweet tea.
Oh,
But
well,
I miss it.
significant.
If I lived closer to a McDonald's, I'd probably go there every day.
Mm.
Do it.
When we
See,
were
I
Well,
only
I did-
drink their on-sweet tea. And honestly, even I quit drinking tea altogether because I was getting kidney stones. And now since I moved down here, they got this Milo's in the gallon. You could buy it sweet or on sweet. So I buy it on sweet and I'm kind of getting hooked on it again. But I'm like, I better ease off or I'm gonna end up getting kidney stones.
When we were on the cruise, that when you went into the big dining room to have dinner, they had like these tall carafes of ice water, and that's what you unless you drank liquor or something like that, or you bought a soda, that's what you had. And we just drank, or if you drank, or you could drink wine too, but I don't know. I think it was the fact that it was there and it was so icy cold, because they would have the whole thing full of ice and then they pour, water on it. That for all the days we were gone, we never drank anything other than ice water with dinner.
Yeah,
Kathy
growing
says
up,
that.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go.
I was just going to say, growing up, we didn't drink soda, or we never had any of that stuff to drink in the house.
Right.
It was
Soda
water.
was special. If we drank soda, it was because we were on a road trip or we were going someplace, like my grandmother's, which was 2.5 hours away. We didn't stop at the dadgum convenience store every time we got in the car.
Right.
No.
We didn't go to QT and get us a dadgum big gulp on,
Right.
But you're right. It was something special.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom always had soda in our house, but she was a bad soda fiend.
She wouldn't let you drink it?
No, we always had it there, so it was always in our house. But my mom had real bad diabetes, and she was really bad about drinking soda, and I was really bad about drinking Coca-Cola, and she had a lot of health problems with the diabetes. I'm like, I don't want to get diabetes, so I went off of soda.
That's awesome, Delden. Says, I gave up all soda and sweet tea since the heart attack scare I had 2 weeks ago. I've lost 19 pounds. Very good.
Very good. But how are you feeling now after the scare?
Frankie says, my parents ran a hotel bar. Fountain drinks were a staple in my childhood. Yep. Mr. Sadie says, now I'm hungry. Adam says, by the way, how many times is the used car salesman going to call me after I stopped in and told him I wasn't going to buy a car until at least year's end? Oh, they'll be calling you every week.
Yeah, the mistake is you stopped at a dealership.
How
Yeah.
many days are left in the year?
Every week. Just block their number.
What you always do is you never give them your number. You ask for one of their cards.
Right.
Yeah.
Extreme hypertension that caused my type 2 diabetes out of control. Yeah. Yeah, that's horrible. And hypertension, I mean, that can lead to so much trouble. It's good that you got that under control
Yeah.
and you're losing weight. That's good.
Oh my Lord.
Blood pressure was 184, 120 over 127. Blood sugar was 644. Yeah, I mean, you could have definitely went into a diabetic coma
Scary territory.
with that high. I mean, blood pressure, that's high. It's not the worst I've ever seen, but it's high.
That's really high.
Yeah.
Because I put me on high blood pressure pills when my bottom number was 90. Yeah, so that's you're over 100. That's pretty high.
Really?
Yeah, that's really high.
Well, normal is
Your bottom
120.
number should be around 80.
Yeah.
I mean, when you get my bottom number was up at 90, 93. Yeah, they put me on the blood pressure medicine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, I was getting the ringing in my ear when it was in the 90s.
You sure that just wasn't Jim irritating?
No, I wish I could blame it on him, but it's not. And I guess I don't feel like having a stroke, so.
Awesome, Delden. He says he plans on going full-time reselling in January. That's
Oh.
great. I wish you all the best.
I plan on never going full-time reselling.
Me either, Todd. Too many other fun things to do.
Yeah.
Life is too short. Got other things to do. eBay's the cause of my blood pressure. That's what someone says. There you go.
Yeah, true that.
For good reason,
Oh,
too.
speaking of eBay, though, I saw something interesting. Looking
What's
at
that?
one of my listings this week, and you know how they said if you promote your listings, they're taking away the organic listing, which I thought they already did. So I was looking at something in my sponsored spot, and then about 6 or 7 spots down, the organic listing came up, which I thought was really odd because I thought they already took that away.
They never know what the hell they're going to do.
I thought it was, unless they haven't rolled it all the way out or whatever, I thought it was already done. I'm like, well, maybe all the hoopla, maybe they decided to put it back because everybody got so weird and was dumping their
Yeah.
promoted listings and stuff.
What the heck?
So on that, did you have promoted listings on?
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't look at it. Was I have these barrel furniture for sale, and I was listing another set of barrel furniture, and so I'm looking through actives, and I saw mine come up. Mine was like in let's say the 3rd or 4th spot at the top of the list and best matched. And then I'm kind of scrolling down to see if there's any poker table ones available, and I come across mine again, same listing in the organic listing, which I thought was weird because I thought they already dumped it.
Huh. Adam says someone in Rockstar Flippers group said they're back to 2 listings
really?
again.
Oh,
So
made me
maybe-
wonder if when all this stuff went down, if maybe they put it back because all the sellers got kind of, all up in arms about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know that sometimes they'll do that. Sometimes I'm sure that's happened a lot, but it seems like, if they have something that they roll out and it's not accepted by, people are just really pissed off about it, they'll backtrack and they'll, say, well, maybe that wasn't the best thing to do, maybe, I don't know. Crazy.
I know somebody from eBay had a video conference thing with Don. It always makes me wonder because it seems like they're probably doing a lot of damage control. And then I just happened to see it. I wasn't researching. It was just a fluke. I ran across it and it made me think, I wonder if they put it back the way it was. Anyway, maybe they didn't. Maybe I'm nuts. Anyway.
Well, you are nuts, but
Thanks, Nikki.
they do watch the YouTube stuff and they go by, because they got to keep their public appearance up. So,
well, imagine how it would have impacted them if you had enough people got spooked with the promoted listings weren't showing up and went and dumped their promoted listings. I mean, that was a lot of money then that they get extra in promoted listings when those sell.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it would have made them, if you had enough people, dump them, you probably made them pay attention.
Oh yeah. I'm sure.
Honestly, if you kind of think about it that way, right or wrong, agree or disagree, if you wanted to get eBay's attention, maybe that was a good way to get it. Have all these sellers dump their promoted listings,
Can you imagine how much money they lost?
Yeah,
Like tons of money.
It's like going on the strike line or something,
companies pay attention when you hit their bottom line.
Yep. Let's see. Summer says Hank having trouble. Haven't sold anything since September 28th.
Oof.
What?
Well,
Oh, is she talking about Posh? But
Oh,
she said,
Posh.
I'm sharing now.
Oh, okay. But seriously, mine are fine as I'm sharing. That's good. That's good.
you got to do that sharing.
You gotta share.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. If you don't want to do that, then you shouldn't be on Poshmark.
Yeah.
Right.
That's because that's just, it's just like being on.
Part of the game.
And there's a lot of people that are on eBay that don't do promoted listings, but that's how you promote your listing on Poshmark. That's your only way to let people know what you got.
Yeah.
That's your advertising, and you may not have to pay money for it, but you have to, put the time in.
I always get messages from Poshmark. Did you forget about us? Yes, I did actually.
Thanks for
Thanks for reminding me that I still own a list on Poshmark.
Did you see where they're going to add inventory reports to Poshmark?
Yeah. Yeah,
But
I
now
think that's
put a-
great.
A SKU or some identifying information in the listing, like, and then you can print out an inventory report. I think that's a great
Yeah,
idea.
that's a good idea.
Tara, did you get a new computer? Because you're very clear.
No, well,
got
the
better
dog
lighting in
broke
my
my
house.
laptop, and Jim put his old web camera that he used to use when he went on Scott Zilke and Dusty's shows and that. He just
yeah.
put that on my computer. So
I
I'm
think
not
you have
using the
better lighting
laptop.
in that house too, don't you?
Oh, I don't. Well,
Windows.
that's why.
Ain't it brighter in that house than your old house?
Well, I didn't have a ceiling light in the old house in the room I was in, so maybe because this has a ceiling light, it's brighter. I like to be in a haze. I'll put some Vaseline over the
Oh no, you
over
look
the
marvelous.
eyes so that you can't truly make me out. I'm there, but I'm foggy.
You look marvelous.
All right,
Marvelous.
well, thank you, Todd.
First time
Yeah.
you came on since you've been in Kentucky, it scared the shit out of me, but I'm getting used to it. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. I'm gonna go back to turning my camera off.
Dang, Nikki.
I'm just kidding. Actually, I look like I haven't showered yet, so my hair looks like Duran Duran, so that's why my camera's off.
I'm sure mine looks horrible too. I was helping nurse last night and I didn't think we'd ever get it loaded, and I didn't even come home and take a shower. So
You were helping do what last night?
load this stupid sack horse and a horse trailer. It took us like 2 hours.
Oh
And
my
I don't give
gosh.
up, but I didn't think we were gonna
Holy
get it loaded.
mackerel.
Yeah.
That's
I
all
did not think we were gonna get it on. Oh boy, Nikki's really all
Good
frizzed up.
God,
I like it,
Wow.
Nikki. You should stay on.
You look like a headbanger.
Was that Medusa or Nikki?
I know.
Wow.
Actually, I've got this little ribbon of silver hair around the outsides of my head. And this morning, Gwen said, "You've got a weird tuft of hair sticking out on the side there." And I was like, "It's pretty bad when I have a bad hair day.
Oh boy.
Time to get out the clippers and do my little buzz around."
Yeah.
Well, this morning, it actually looked worse this morning before I came on, but I've had it in a clip, so it's kind of toned it down a bit. But
Oh, Nikki's talking about her hair. I was thinking she was talking about Todd's, and I'm like, damn, Nikki.
Yeah, Grandma Magic Classic says Broomhilda.
She said, what?
Broomhilda.
Yeah. All you need is a hairpin flying up into the air.
Yep.
I'm not afraid to show my imperfections.
There you
The
go.
bus driver on South Park with the bird in her hair.
Shut up and sit down.
Yes, goodbye.
Hi, Brandon.
Is he out of school today?
It's fall break.
What?
Fall break?
Yeah, they get a week off here in October. It's fall break.
Well, I never heard of that before.
We
Boy.
never
I
had that.
didn't either till we moved down here, but yeah, it's fall break. I think
But they
do
do
it in the-
start. They do start school in what, August?
Well, I think he started the 21st of August, so it was what about up in Eagle River? We started the day after Labor Day, so yeah, he started what 10 days sooner. But yeah, they get a week off here for fall break. Every Friday, he's done with school at 1 o'clock, so he gets off early on Fridays, and he still gets all the regular, like winter, Christmas break and that stuff.
I guess
Wow.
now we know why the stereotype is there.
Stereotype.
Nicole, oh my gosh.
Just kidding.
Well, I'm gonna tell you
She's
something.
just
Though.
saying, you don't get very educated over
Well,
there in Kentucky,
I'm gonna tell you my opinion because now I came out of Wisconsin. My son's doing good here. His report card, he got all A's. And me and Jim to try to decipher the report card together because my internet connection's unstable.
Oh, okay.
Because they didn't grade you on a grade level, numbers 1 through 4, but then in other parts of the report card you were letters, but they were like I, C, and something else, which would be inconsistent, consistent, and maybe like B for benchmark or something. And then they had these numbers where you were 1 through 4, depending if you were meeting or exceeding or falling short or were in bad need of help. And so at least now when I get a report card, oh good, you got an A, I can understand it. I don't have to go to the top of the report card to look at the graphs to remember what the hell a 3 means or something like that. Anyway.
At least they
I was
include
just
a
playing
key
around
for the
anyways.
grading key. Yeah.
Well, how did you, did you use like Todd it's been a while since you taught. Did you use like the old A, B, C, D, F, or did you use the number inconsistent, consistent letter thing?
We had little letters for like behavior things.
Okay, yeah, and we had the numbers for behavior stuff, which would be on the report card too.
So yeah, every kid that took band and showed up on time got an A, so I didn't worry much about the letter.
But you still gave an A. And when I was in Wisconsin, see, they didn't assign a letter grade to it. You were either 1 through 4. So let's say 4 was exceeding the benchmark. 3 was at the benchmark. 2 was you're in an area of concern, and 1 was you're not meeting the benchmark. Which I don't know. I like the grade system better because it's like you're getting a C-. You need a little extra help or something. Anyway, I don't know.
I just saw Deldon was in here. If you're still in here, Deldon, hi. Sorry, I missed you.
Yep, he's been in here for a while, Nikki.
I was off talking to my husband and in our
Why
auction.
the hell would you want to do that? It's like, talk to my wife. Why? We texted each other.
Oh, Jennifer says my son went back to school July 31st. Wow, that's real
Wow.
early.
Wow.
Starting next week is on fall break for 2 weeks.
Oh yeah.
Indiana. That's
That's
crazy.
weird.
Well, his last day of school is May 22nd, which is kind of nice, I think.
Yeah.
When the boys were in private school, when they were, elementary, middle, and high, they went to school Monday through Thursday. They were off every Friday. They had the normal they had a fall break. They had the Thanksgiving, a couple of days, Christmas a couple of weeks, a week in February off, and then they finished up about the last of May. And they still had more, they had some snow days built in there, and if they had a school epidemic, they they closed the school down and not have to worry about makeup days, that type of thing. And it was fine because all the parents like the week off in February because the ones that snow ski could go up to the mountains and ski and not have to worry about the crowds.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, every week was a 3-day weekend,
Mhm.
so you could do stuff if you had the funds to do so.
I had this crazy neighbor across the street. Okay, he's kind of kooky. So he's like, oh yeah, with a Kentucky accent, which I'm not gonna try to do. If you whoop your boy, make sure you don't leave a mark that lasts for more than 24 hours into social services. I'm like, okay. So I'm thinking, I don't think I've ever whooped my kid, but okay. And he's 12 now. If I still have to whoop him now, I got more problems. Anyway, yes. And if you leave it for more than 24 hours and the mark is bigger around than your thumb, then you can have social services called on you. I'm like, oh, okay. Yes. Thank you for the advice. I think it happened to me, but yes, thank you.
They tell you that?
Good to know.
No, this crazy neighbor across the street, which he's crazy anyway. He's
Well,
kind of a crazy old
Brandon's down in with the hick folk now, the country folk. You know, you're just gonna have to whoop his behind all the time now, especially since he's getting to be those teenagers.
He's almost as tall as me, Tom. I mean, he probably almost weighs as much as me too. I mean, he's big. What am I gonna do? Go toe to toe with him now? I mean, put up your, give it to you.
You know, you just have to look up at him and shake your finger in his face and say, if I have to whoop your behind, you'll stand there and take
I just got to give him the mom
else
look.
to live.
No, I just got to give him the mom look. Every mom has that, evil
Yeah.
eye that when
Oh,
you see
yeah.
it, you've got to straighten your ass up.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's the reason she won't move everything from Wisconsin for at least another 8 years, because that is where
No, I want to put that land up for sale next year. No, it will not be 8 years. I want my money.
She can say, if you don't straighten up, young man, you're going to go with your father to get another load of stuff from Wisconsin. And
I always say, oh yeah, we decided we're going to move back to Wisconsin. He's like, I'll just stay here then. And he don't want to go back.
That's good. I'm glad that he's.
Yeah, well, it was always
acclimating
like,
and-
that's the one worry you have. I mean, me and Jim, well, we're adults. It don't matter. But when you have your kids switch schools like that, I mean, there's part of you that does worry,
Sure. You're taken away from his friends
Yeah.
but it sounded like he was like, yeah, I'm ready. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he don't want to go back.
That's good.
well, it's tough on kids.
Sure.
I moved from Charleston, South Carolina to Rock Hill, South Carolina when I was in the 7th grade.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody that I went to school with had been friends all their lives.
Mm-hmm.
And because you didn't move away from Rock Hill until you went off to college.
Right.
And it was tough. I hated it up here.
When I was between 6th and 7th grade, we moved away from the farm. So I went to a different school for 7th grade. But of course, they put me in Catholic school. So I went to a different Catholic school for 7th grade, which proceeded to not have enough kids enrolled in it, closed. I went to a different Catholic school for 8th grade. So I'm in a totally new school again for 8th grade. And then I took the entrance test to go into Catholic Memorial High School for Catholic high school. And I had horses at the time. And my mom said, well, I can tell you 2 things. You can either go to the Catholic high school, which at that time was like $6,000 a year, or you could continue to have horses. So of course I chose to continue to have horses, and then went to the public high school and then had to meet a whole new group of friends. So that was very hard. So there's part of me that, like switching schools, I wanted it to be easy for my kid.
Yeah.
But 3 schools in 3 years, that's tough.
Yeah.
I
Well,
know you will find this hard to believe, but I had a strong Charlestonian accent. Which was
Really?
real
What's the
popular.
difference?
No.
Wait, okay, what's the difference between a North Carolina accent and a Charleston accent?
Well, I have an upstate South Carolina accent. Charlestonian is like they have a boat, and it's 8 o'clock. It's
Okay.
like that.
Doesn't
So it's
sound
kind of
much
like got a
different than
little
what you
East
got
Coast
right
twang
now.
to it.
What was that, Maggie?
I didn't say anything.
Yes, you
I-
did.
I said,
I did not.
I
Henry
said,
did.
it doesn't sound like much of a difference.
It was real strong. I had a math teacher. And first of all, I went to a little middle school. You know, it was a former elementary school that they had built a new elementary school, and that's where they shoved all the middle schoolers. And we moved to Rock Hill and went to this huge middle school. It was like 3 and 4 stories tall and all this kind of stuff. So that was a big difference. But I had this math teacher who loved to hear me talk.
Mhm.
So she'd say, "Tommy, how about explain this equation for me?" And I'd go to the board and 8 divided by 276.3. You know, she loved it.
Oh, Patty understands, she says. I know the accent difference. I understand. Okay.
Patty, which Patty?
Junk Girl 71.
Okay.
Um,
You don't have no accent.
she does. But she understands what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like the difference between, Charleston and all that.
If you haven't been to Charleston, you need to make a trip down there just to hear people talk.
Actually, I'd
I-
like to go
I-
see Charleston just to go there. I mean, you're in the old South.
Yeah, I would love to go to Charleston.
Yeah.
I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, Charleston's like New Orleans, only with class, but that's
I'd like to go see Savannah too.
I lived in Savannah when I was a
Oh,
baby.
did you? Oh yeah, when you were a baby, wasn't
When
it?
I was a baby, we moved there when I was 3 months old. And I think we left, I was about 2. And yeah, and apparently from what my father says, he said that the apartment buildings that we lived in are still there. So that's pretty cool. I would love to go and look at that area. My mom always she told me about this hurricane. It was either a hurricane or tornado or something that came through. And I mean, my mom had never been anywhere else in the United States. She lived in Exeter, California, just a little dinky podunk town. And so she lived in Savannah. They had apartments on both sides of the road. And she said this tornado came right down the middle of the road. And she said she was scared to death. We were under the table, which I don't know how that helped, but yeah, we were under the table. We didn't suffer any damage to the house or whatever, but I guess being under the table, probably she was taught that from being in California and earthquakes.
right.
I don't know, but yeah. So.
Well, we had hurricane drills when I was in elementary school down there.
Uh-huh.
You go get, which it always, looking back on it, it's like, how stupid are these people? You're going to know a hurricane is going to be hitting your city.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not, because the telecommunication industry was different back then.
Well, that's true.
But you would think that they would know that Charleston's getting ready to get hit by a hurricane.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't be at school, or they would have already sent you home.
Yeah.
But we would have hurricane drills, and we also had, because we had the largest nuclear storage facility in the world,
Mm-hmm.
about 2 miles away from my school. We had I don't know what kind, we had some other kind of, it was like a 396 drill or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
which was not going to make a difference, if somebody dropped a bomb on Charleston, because if all those bombs went out, they would blast up up here in Charlotte.
Yeah. I lived in Porterville for from the time that I was 2 to 37. I think I was 37 when I moved here. So, yeah. I was there for a long time.
I'll do my little bit for South Carolina tourism now. If you want to visit the lovely state of South Carolina in the Charleston area, be sure and do it in the spring when the flowers are in bloom and the parks are lovely and it's not 500% humidity.
And it ain't hot as hell.
Because when we came off that cruise ship, there were some couples that we had talked with while we were on the ship, and they're like, I don't know how you people can stand the humidity. I'm like, go an hour up 26 from here and there is no humidity. But yeah, don't do like a friend of mine. His mother-in-law insisted they go to Charleston in August. It was 102 degrees and 600% humidity, and they were miserable. But I said, I told you so. I told you not to come in August. I said, wait till, late September, early October.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, my grandma and my mom sent me on this bus trip with this old eccentric lady that was our relative. Anyway, it went to the Southwest in August. Okay. And I remember they had drove the bus through the night, spent the night on the bus. It was one of those nicer buses. And they like, oh, it's like the desert. I think it was like around the Petrified Forest or whatever in Arizona. Let's get out and look at it. It's a dry heat. Yeah, it was like, because you're on an air-conditioned bus, those old people got out of that bus, they started just dropping like flies. It was like the heat was like a weighted block that was pushing you down into the ground. It was something, especially for like Wisconsin people who aren't used to that kind of stuff.
Well, let's put it this way. If you flew from Wisconsin to Charleston and got off the airplane in Charleston, you'd go, oh my God, I can feel what I'm breathing.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true.
It is beautiful down there. You need to, a one trip's not going to do it because there's a lot of places you're going to want to go see and do. And, some of the plantations that are open to the public and that you can go walk through the gardens and whatnot. It's really fun.
Yeah.
Boone Hall Plantation.
I would love to go back to Savannah and just see the area. My mom loved it. She said the climate was pretty similar to back home. I mean, she didn't really complain too much about, like the humidity or anything. Because I mean, we didn't have much humidity at home in California. We didn't have, it wasn't a dry heat, and there was a little humidity, but it wasn't very much. And that always seemed weird to me because I would think that Savannah would have pretty significant humidity, especially being, so close to the ocean.
Yeah, I'd love to go back. We were there. We went to Hilton Head, and then we spent a day in Savannah and a day in Charleston. And I would love to go back and just spend more time, especially in Charleston. We should have a meetup or something.
That's right, Mr. Sadie says I need to go see Jim and Tara sometime. You guys are a little over 4 hours from me. That's not bad.
No.
Oh yeah, because he's like over towards St. Louis, isn't he?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Or if you want to come all the way out to the South Carolina, we'll go down to Lake Marion and do some real fishing.
Oh boy.
It sounds like fun.
That sounds like fun.
What do you catch there, Tom?
Bass, crappie, ram.
I only like to catch those muskies that bite people.
Shut up, Tara.
We have 30-foot long catfish. Actually, the 30-pound catfish, not 30 feet.
Actually, they have muskies stocked here. They have a tournament and everything here, which I was kind of surprised because I thought it was too warm down here.
But it's
Don't catch ass, you grab ass.
Hank.
Oh boy.
Is that your boy yelling at his dog?
That
No,
wasn't
that
my
was my
house at
girl
all.
yelling at her
No.
dog.
No, that wasn't me.
No, that was my girl yelling at her dog,
Which one was that?
Amanda. Your daughter-in-law.
She needs to learn not to do that. Southern ladies don't yell like that.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
She says, she turns around and says, Johnson, would you go yell at that dog for me, please?
Well, then your son must have to move up here because she's like her mama, a yeller. I don't yell like they used to. I'm getting more mild as I get older.
Oh, I'm getting worse. Get off my lawn.
Huh?
I said, I'm getting worse. Get off my lawn.
I'm a mild-tempered Italian.
There's no such thing as a mild-tempered Italian woman. Every Italian woman that I've known has been a shouter.
Yeah.
A boy
Well, that's the way we grow up. I mean, I used to when I get this shirt, I'm not yelling, I'm Italian. Because, I mean, we're all loud. It's just loud people.
I went to school with this boy, and Tony, his mother was first generation American. Both his mother and his grandparents came from Italy, and his dad was like third generation American, and he was of Irish descent. So this kid was like screwed up from the get-go. But his mother she would not to be mean or not to, to scold people. She just yelled all the time. And he's like, hey, I've lived with that all my life. Don't be scared. She's not mad at anybody.
Yeah.
She's like, nobody will pay attention. If I don't yell, nobody pays attention to me.
Exactly.
How many times, and she said, and she'd go, how many times have I told you to me and Tony to go sit at their dining room table for dinner?
Yeah.
And you still haven't done it.
My mom had this way of yelling GD, taking the Lord's name in vain, that the dogs or horses would be scared when she would say it. And it wasn't that she said it that loud, but it was the tone in her voice. And like the dog would hear it and the dog would be like, okay, I'm out of here. I'm going to go hide now for a while. It's kind of funny. But she had this way. It wasn't the like loudness. It was this tone, the way she said it.
Well, when in Italian families, I mean, they're so big that you have to talk loud to be heard,
Right.
It's the way it is. And yeah, I mean, growing up Italian, family reunions, they're very loud,
See, my dog, I never have to yell at him. He just sits around and lays and be's quiet. Be's quiet. Oh, here they are. I thought I lost them.
Rita wants to know if anybody sent anything to Thread Up. I never have.
No, never did anything with it.
Nope, I never have.
Nope.
Tried Tradesy for a while, but didn't do anything there.
I actually sold a few things on Offer Up lately. I
had some idiot on eBay. I had this corn sheller, which was local pickup. That, of course, because I hate that they put
wait a
that.
minute. Stop right there. Corn sheller. I thought that was some kind of Kentucky term for some type of person up there. Go ahead.
No. Okay, Tom, for your urban ignorant rear end, it's a device that takes the corn off the corn cob.
I know what a corn sheller
is. It's a big one. It's it's a wood box one. It's probably about 3.5 feet tall. I don't know, weighs 150 pounds. Free local pickup. I wish they'd get rid of that word free in front of local pickup. So in the thing, Jim puts, I will deliver it for $1 a mile to your local Walmart. Some Yoko out in New Jersey no offense to New Jersey people, buys it because that was the selling point was, that it was free delivery. For a $40 corn shell, I'm going to drive it 700 miles to New Jersey for your.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm going to get a negative feedback on this one anyway. But I'm just like, good grief.
I have 3 of those.
Well, I'd have given you this one if I'd have known you needed it.
I don't need it, but I have 3.
They used to. Well, this one you could work. The 2 of the wood legs in the front, because it was in a barn, broke off. But I mean, if you fix it, it works and everything. But just don't seem like they don't do as good as they used to.
My dad has someplace at his house. He's got one that's like cast iron, and it's the bracket is curved because it's meant to be like dropped over the edge of a bucket, and then you tighten it down.
Yeah, those used to do a lot better too. They're like a little giant.
You drop 1 ear of corn in at a time, and you had a handle, and as you were twisting it, it would shuck the corn off of it, and it would spin it around.
No.
So you got
those used to do like, I don't know, $100, $150, and I think now they maybe are doing like $39.99.
Wow.
We don't. I just don't get rid of that stuff. I hoard that stuff.
I'm at an age where I can't keep all this crap, so
I know.
I'm just going to cash it out and do other stuff.
Yeah.
Kathy said she wanted to go to an auction with Tara. I did too. I don't want to go and buy anything.
Are you going to talk to me at the auction?
No, I won't talk to you. I want to watch it. I want to watch and observe. I want to observe. I want to know how Tara does.
I have a problem.
And,
we're not going to visit. It won't be fun for you because I don't talk.
She's not sitting with you.
I'll sit with you, but I'm not going to talk to you. I don't talk to Jim.
I just want to see how she operates, and I want to see what she buys, and I want to be nosy.
Oh my God, I was at a farm auction down here and Jim almost screwed me up. He comes up to ask me some question about who the hell knows what. I don't even care. I'm like, what are they auctioning off right now? Because it's going cheap. Oh, I don't know. So I'm like, excuse me, what are you auctioning off right now? Because this is who I am. I'll just ask because I want to make sure I don't miss out. It's what I was standing there specifically to buy. It's one of these, it's a post leg vise. It's like a blacksmith vise. And it was like it was going to sell for like $7. I'm like, oh yes, I want to bid on this. And I'm like, Jim, that's why you don't talk to me at an auction. I almost missed that.
Yeah, Kathy, she would love that. Anybody who ever meets Tara, make sure you hug her. She loves it.
Oh yeah, great.
Hug her.
Yeah, if you like hugging like a stiff board that kind of stands there like that or gives you the obligatory pat on the back, yeah, go ahead.
Don't let her fool you. She hugged me back.
Aww.
No, I gave you the pat on the back, like, okay, you can let go of me now. That's the signal. But, okay, good. Okay, we've embraced. Now you can let go of me.
And she likes to be shook a little bit, and just make sure you get right in there and,
Yeah, if you could pick me up or something a little bit, just cradle me like a baby. Yeah, I would really love that.
Just hug her tight. Just as tight as you just tight as you can.
Yeah, big old bear hug and then try to lift her up.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, maybe we could play some romantic music while this is happening. It look like it comes out of a movie.
Tara's going to be in an auction now, and somebody's gonna walk up to her and say, "Aren't you Tara from YouTube?"
I hope not.
And she's gonna go, "Yeah," and they're gonna run over and just grab her up and hug her, and she said, and they're gonna say, "Popular Picker says you love to be hugged all the time."
Just hug her.
Thank God that's never happened to me, but yeah, I like to. That's why I never turn my camera on so nobody can recognize me.
Never say never. It'll happen one day. Oh. You guys
I'll spread the word, Tara.
Oh, great. Thanks, Nikki. Yeah.
I'm here for you, Tara.
I can imagine you are.
Let's get her a t-shirt that says, "I want to be hugged."
I'll never wear that t-shirt, Tom. There's no way in hell I'm ever going to wear that t-shirt.
I love hugs.
I love hugs.
Yeah, like Sherry says, jump up and scream like teenage girls.
Yeah, no, I'm never. You could give me that. I'm never gonna wear it. When they had the Shopko clearance, they had some shirts over there. They were clearing out, and one said like "I love bear hugs" or something with like this big grizzly bear on it. I almost bought it, but I'm like, well, I'm never gonna wear it. So.
If I wear that, that's like, maybe get a bear hug or two. Yep.
Poor Tara.
Hug me like your teddy bear.
Yeah, no. Oh my God, I was at a regular like horse auction years ago, like where they just have like regular horses go through. And there was this lady there. She had a big bosom. Okay. She's riding around on this horse and she's not wearing a bra. And she's wearing this shirt that says, "Put a little action between your legs, ride a horse." I'm like,
Nice.
and she had all those guys. They were just like, oh, they bid the horse up for her. I mean, it was a good selling point. But I'm like, man, you got guts, lady.
Sherry said to tape a sign on your back instead of "kick me," have it say "hug me" or "free
Oh
hug."
my gosh.
No. No.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. No, I'm real in tune to people touching me and sticking stuff on my back. You'll never get it by me. I'd have to be drunk, and I don't drink, so.
Tara, she just comes across about hugging like the Dowager Countess on that British show, something Abby. Because British, because if somebody tries to hug her, even one of her like her granddaughters, she's like freezes up like.
Yeah, that's me.
Because British aristocracy doesn't hug.
Well, I'm from a German family. We're very German, and we're just not like public displays of affection type people. Have you ever really been around a German person, Tom? Yeah. Most are like, no, they don't hug in public and stuff.
My sister-in-law's mother is German.
And what does she act like?
She's always real friendly. She's lived in the South so long.
Oh, okay. Is that the difference? The South?
Yeah, because we're friendly people down here. Can't you tell?
Okay. I know when I go to the gas station, when they call me like sweetie or honey for the 10th time when I'm paying for my gas, I'm like, okay, lady, like, it's okay. Thank you. But I'm glad you're nice. But you don't have to call me sweetie or honey buns or anything anymore because you're kind of freaking me out right now.
What is that neighbor of yours, Bobby Cox? I'm gonna go tell him that you love hugs.
Yeah, no, he rides around his truck with a big stick, and his nickname for himself is Walking Tall. No, I'm not kidding. He has this hand carved stick in the back of his truck in case he has to beat anybody with it. And I'm not exaggerating right now. I'm telling you this is a matter of fact, stone cold truth. He stopped. I was feeding the minnows, minding my own business in my front yard. And he stopped and he got talking to us. And then he was telling me about it. He has to beat anybody. Anyway.
Oh my gosh.
Bless her heart.
Man, oh man.
Tell him, she thinks you're hot. She doesn't want to leave Jim, but she really
He's single. Hey, he's single. He's looking for if any of the ladies out there want a boyfriend.
There you go.
I can set you up with my neighbor across the street. You can follow me around to auctions and
Is he the one that lectured you on whooping your child? Is he the one that
Valerie beat him with his stick.
He's only 35 years old, which when he told me how old he was, I was like, what? I thought he was older than me, but okay. God dang it, you're 11 years younger than me? I thought for sure you were older than me. Anyway.
Good morning, Craig.
Oh my gosh.
y'all were just not right?
Nope.
Well, like I've said before, Tom, you hang out with us. So what does that say about you?
That's right.
Y'all were
That is true.
y'all were just such fun. Honestly, y'all were such fun. And I feel like I've known you for all my life.
Yep. Yep.
Oh man, I got something me and you could go to, Tom, but I just don't have time, and it's October. In Nashville, they got this thing called Politicon where they have like both sides and they argue with each other and debate. I mean, they have like James Carville against Sean Hannity or anyway.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's good entertainment there.
Yeah, it's like wrestling with politics or something. Oh yeah, man, I'd love to go to this, but I just don't have the time to devote a weekend to it. Sarah Huckabee against like somebody else that would be more like a left type female anyway. Yeah.
Hey there, Beth.
You know, Tara, she's anti-hugging, but if the Donald came up to her and gave her
I
a
definitely
hug,
would. I would definitely, if Donald Trump tried to hug me.
Shoot my BB gun.
All right, we're gonna shoot your eye out.
Bye, Rita.
I would definitely hug Donald Trump. Definitely. I wouldn't even think
Rita.
twice.
Oh
think
my
you could
God.
be Mrs. Donald Trump for.
No, I don't think I'm that type. I think to run in that circle, you have to be a very manicured, your appearance is everything type lady, and that's not who
Oh
I
yeah.
am.
Yeah.
True that.
I mean, I'm never gonna, my nails are always short and broke off. I'm never gonna have like, French cut,
Yeah.
very nice nails or perfect makeup, or my hair is gonna be messy or whatever. And that's okay. I accept that. That's who I am.
That's
When I
right.
managed the motel, I used to have to go do appearances at places representing the company. And they'd send me to places like the Symphony Ball and stuff like that. And of course, I mean, you guys seen my nails. They're just, I bite them, whatever. And so I would go to the nail place and have my nails done. And I bite them suckers off the next morning.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
They drive me crazy.
My dad had this friend down at he's a farmer. He had like 1,500 acres and about 500 cows. And his grandson went on to play for. He was a violin player, and he ended up playing for like the Philadelphia Philharmonic, and he played. He did background music for a lot of rock stars when they're doing their recorded sessions where they have a full orchestra and all this kind of stuff. And when his grandson was doing a concert here in Charlotte, and I happened to stop by my mom and dad's house, and Mr. Johnson was there, and he's like, well, I got to go get dressed. The boys got a concert tonight, and Mama wants to go see it. So I'm like, it's 3:00 in the afternoon. He said, and the way he said it, he sounded like a diva. He said, my wife told me to be back at 3:30 because I had to look fabulous to be seen with my grandson tonight. So that means I got to get my hair cut, and she's going to cut my nails and file them for me, and I've got to wear a tuxedo, and I've got to look good and smell good. He said, I'd just rather die than have to do this. But he would. His wife took some pictures of him and his grandson together, and we were just amazed. It's like, who is that man? Because usually, and the man had lots of money. I mean, lots of money. And he always drove his '83 Ford pickup truck. He usually had on hog washers and his Brogan boots, and a flannel shirt or something like that. That's the way he always dressed.
Don't get it wrong.
So before we get off the show here, I wanted to let everybody know that Tom is going to be on Adam's channel today at 3 p.m. I think that's wrong time. Like, is that Eastern time?
Yeah, Eastern time.
Okay.
At Eastern Adams.
So yeah, if you get a chance, go over there and.
What time is it again?
3.
3 Eastern time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'll be there with clothes on.
Get a chance, go over there and watch him. And
Tom's really hitting the big time. Now he's getting interviewed.
Wait a minute. You could be there with your clothes on.
Buford.
Tara, did you say you'd be there with your clothes on?
No, bells on, Tom. Bells. Completely different.
I was like, is that the reason she never has her camera on? She just comes out.
Yeah, I'm actually a nudist. You got me, Tom. I like to hug and walk around naked everywhere.
They moved to the south. They can't wear clothes anymore. It's too hot for their Wisconsin ass.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, y'all come watch.
Hey,
Yeah.
But
I'd have to, if I moved down to the south, I'd have to live as far out in the boonies as possible because I wouldn't be able to wear clothes.
well, I live in the boonies. I always said I wanted to live in a place where if I'm okay, we're not fighting here. If I wanted to be naked in my backyard, I could not worry about it. Not that I walk around
And you
naked.
still can't because your neighbor across the street.
No, he's 340s up. Across the street from my house is a tobacco fever across the street.
One time when we moved out, shortly after we moved out to the country, I took a shower and my clothes were out on the line. I forgot. And so I ran out to the line. I mean, I know this is a visual you guys don't want, but I ran out to the clothesline naked to get my clothes and my daughter or my husband's like, what if somebody would have came up the driveway? I said, well, then they shouldn't have been there.
They would have got a good
I
show.
mean, they
Then.
came into my yard.
That's right.
They're gonna see whatever they're gonna see. Then they should.
When I lived in Eagle River, me and Jim were putting up hay. We had been baling hay, putting up hay. It was hot. I was dirty. I took a quick hose off. I threw on this white tank top and a pair of underwear and went in our backyard and went in the pool. It's like 9:30 at night. It's dusk, getting dark. So me and Jim are out there talking in the pool. Thank God he had his swim trunks on. Neighbor across the street walks in our backyard to see what we're talking about. So Jim gets out because he has his trunks on, but I can't. I have a white.
No, I stayed in with you.
I thought you got out.
No, there was crazy.
I had a white tank top, no bra on. So yeah, I'm not gonna get up out of the water. And he's like, "Oh, you're not even gonna get out of the water to come and visit with me?" I'm like, "Listen, dude, I have a white tank top on now." I'm thinking, how rude are you that you're bothering me in my own backyard?
I kept dunking under the
Exactly.
water because the mosquitoes were like swarming.
Anyway.
That kind of stuff doesn't go on in Philadelphia.
Oh, no. They're too busy shooting each other on the streets.
Lord have mercy. Have mercy.
Oh my
You just
gosh.
don't leave your house after dark in Philadelphia.
Hey, let me make a quick
I don't
comment
know.
to Michelle Rowboat. She said brush up on having a Downton Abbey trivia night.
Oh, wow.
I didn't feel good Saturday, so I sat in the recliner and watched the Downton Abbey marathon.
Oh wow.
And I got the whole gist on this whole story.
Never seen it.
And
Never
you know,
seen
it's pretty bad. And I mean the baseline story about where his father was about to lose the castle and everything because they had no money. They were land rich. So he married his wife because she was rich. Well, when they got married, her dowry became part of the estate, which is apparently millions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when the guy dies, she loses everything because it goes to the next male in the family.
Oh.
And so it was going to be going to like a third cousin. And there was no way for her to reclaim her money because that was in the deal when they when they got married.
Right.
Now, I know, just from watching historical programs on YouTube and TV and PBS and stuff like that, that this happened. This was common. That, wives and daughters would end up with nothing. Their father would die and it would go to the next. And if it wasn't a brother, who would usually take care of their mom and their sisters that were not married, if it went to somebody like a third cousin or something like that, or there was this one case where it went to an American, these women are just totally screwed, and younger brothers. They didn't get anything. They were not guaranteed any kind of support. And that had to be tough.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I've never seen it.
Tara is the Dowager Countess. Don't hug.
I wish I was a countess.
I might watch that. I might put that on my
Anyway, Nikki's talking about the hot weather. I'll tell you this as a Wisconsin person because it was 95 degrees down here last week. Actually, now I'm so used to it. It's just like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Tell you the truth. I mean, it doesn't even take you very long. I mean, is it snowing up there yet, Nikki?
No,
Because I heard in Eagle River it was supposed to possibly snow today or tomorrow.
it's supposed to possibly snow this weekend.
Oh,
Actually, we might actually get 2 inches this weekend. We may actually have to plow if we get the 2 inches.
Oh my gosh.
Oh shit, if we do. I mean,
oh
I've
yeah. Now
never-
they moved it out to Saturday and Sunday in
yeah.
Eagle River.
So if it snows Saturday, we probably won't have to plow the schools, but we'll have to plow like residences and apartment buildings.
Why do you stay up there?
No, she's got all her family there.
Yeah.
I get
I
it.
told my
I mean,
husband
you
I
have a
ain't
whole
going
family.
anywhere. I ain't going anywhere without my dad, so he has to talk my dad into going.
She
south.
she can live in the South during the winter and then go up there and live with Amanda during the summer.
Oh yeah, be a
During the
snowbird.
yeah, summer. She can
There you
become
go.
a snowbird.
There you go.
As long as you can talk my dad into it, I'll be fine.
Well, it would cost you 20 grand just to haul that tractor down here.
All
Anyway,
right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up. I hope everybody has a
Jeffrey
great day.
Dean Morgan is married.
We'll see you all later. See you tomorrow, and have a great day. Get lots of sales and
Never knew that.
list on.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.